arrived. Unfortunately, I am Superman of Doom. The people of the motherland have come. Unfortunately, I am Superman of Doomsday Chapter 4. I said I learned it in a dream. Do you believe it? Meng blinked and gave a sloppy look. The physics teacher made a face again. You go down. Continue to work hard to review before the college entrance examination. Being able to solve this problem means that your physics score has improved much more than usual. Quote. In this era, how can no one believe the truth? Meng shrugged and stepped off the class podium. Yang Wei looked at the beautiful boy walking by the side aisle, obviously very angry, but still had to pretend to be gentle and friendly. He actually installed it. Yang Wei felt as disgusting as eating a mouthful of feces that was still warm, and roared in his heart. Wait, I will definitely reveal your true face of scumbags and bad qualities, and make you completely ugly before the college entrance examination. Quote. Star Dragon Federation. Eastern Bailiwick, Dachan Autonomous Prefecture, TRW City. When the bell rang after school, a large number of students poured out of the teaching building of the second middle school. Boss. Under the strange gazes of many students, a swarthy boy with a height of 1 meter and 8 strong physique waved his thick arms and ran to the side of a handsome and long-looking black-haired boy with a gossipy look on his face. It was like a bad name for street gangsters, making the vicinity of the two suddenly become a no-man's zone. Boss, I knew you weren't willing to be ordinary, and at the end of high school, you made another amazing move. Pan Hu smiled. When did I make an amazing move? Meng stopped thinking in his heart and glanced sideways at the big man who didn't look like a high school student at all, and the other party was a head taller than him. Word almost spread throughout the school. Pan Hu couldn't hide anything from him, and said with a look of adoration, you slept in the physics study class in the afternoon, and after being discovered by the teacher, you went directly to the podium to solve all the problems, and then said the famous saying, I study well in my dreams. What Cao said. Meng sighed. Boring and ordinary high school life is like this. A small thing can also be spread to the point of outrageous exaggeration. However, at this time, Meng's brain was still a little messy. In my own opinion, being able to solve the physics question that exceeds my own level is indeed extraordinary. No, it is an incredible extraordinary performance. Wait, what other amazing things did I do at school? Meng looked at Pan Hu puzzled. Have you forgotten? 3 years ago, the new students entered the school shortly after. Pan Hu praised. At that time, in front of many teachers, you beat a fierce dog that broke into the campus to death. The head of the mammoth dog can be regarded as a close relative of the tiger. You are the first ruthless person I have seen since entering school, and since then I have identified you as the boss. Meng recalled his black history, and 3 years ago, he seemed to have a nightmare, coupled with long-term insomnia and anxiety, so that his temperament became extremely hot. It was a time when it was even more advanced than the thousands of dreams incarnated by the sword. As for what nightmares, I can't remember it now. Back to dreams. Meng couldn't help but recall the subtlety that appeared in his mind on the classroom stage just now. At that moment, his thinking is running faster than ever, and he independently recalls physical formulas and substitutes them into the topic calculations. Which is like breaking free from the shackles of his brain. As with artificial intelligence. That's right, boss, Pan Hu asked with a puzzled look. I heard my classmates say that after you woke up in class, you said what Iron Man and Marvel were talking about. What is that? I have seen so many movies, and I have never seen anything like it. Quote. Dream talk, I don't know. Meng shook his head. Even if he explained it to Pan Hu, the other party would not understand. That's right. Meng is a time traveler, and his previous life came from a world with Marvel, DC, Harry Potter and other film and television works. The current world is a parallel universe with a geographical map and scientific and technological level, highly similar to the previous life in the 21st century. In this parallel world, there is only one country on Earth, that is, the Star Dragon Federation. Today, it is the year 0222 of the Star Dragon Age. The week before the Global Federal College entrance examination. Because of the high respect for the development of science and technology and civilization, the scientists of this world are the top stars, and the drama is the lowest profession. Which has led to the decline of the film and television and entertainment industry before it has risen, and there are no various film and television works of the famous Foer in the previous life. You don't say, how do I know? Pan Hu smiled. Okay, I'm going back to rest early. Meng patted the other party's shoulder, and a wisp of color appeared under his eyes. After crossing over, why did he frequently dream of scenes from some film and television works in his previous life? Another sword, another artificial intelligence. He also got some of the characteristic abilities of the dream avatar. He knew that some of the questions came from dreams. Perhaps only by falling asleep again can the answer be answered. Just now in class, haven't slept enough? Pan Hu's eyes were as wide as cowbells, and he couldn't help but give a thumbs up as he walked out of the school. This is the ruthless person who does not put the federal college entrance examination in his eyes, worthy of his boss. 0005 Dream again, call me daddy. Settle for a casual dinner at a fast food restaurant down the road. Back in the single apartment about 2 kilometers from the school, the time is close to 7 p.m., and the students of the same age are probably still studying hard at home. Meng was in a hurry to lie on the bed and wanted to fall asleep again. The results show that the less you want to sleep, the sleepiness will automatically set up. When you want to sleep, it's hard to fall asleep. Meng tossed and turned on the bed, opening his eyes and closing them again, still unable to sleep quietly. Finally, Meng went to the convenience store downstairs, bought a bottle of white wine to pour, and finally staggered on the sofa in the living room. He fell asleep, his consciousness groggy and shaky, and once again he pulled towards an endless traction. Morning. The cold morning light like water fell slightly on the windowsill of the wooden house, and the sound of frogs in the lake was gradually replaced by the chirping of birds in the forest. Pepper wakes up at 6 a.m. to prepare a hearty Western breakfast, sandwiches, milk, and pasta, and changes into a white women's hip-wrap dress. Her hair was also tied into a wife-like and capable enough bun, which was much more intellectual and sharp than last night's pajamas, and stood there straight and full of spirit, naturally revealing a strong female momentum. Morgan, stay home and don't run outside. Mom went to work, she will come soon. Saturday, take care of Morgan at home, tutor her in elementary school knowledge, and report to me whenever she has anything. Quote. Pepper's tone was concise and quick, 3 sentences at the same time. Without waiting for Morgan, who was still sitting at the dining table eating breakfast, to respond, he had already arrived at the door of the main hall of the wooden house and put on high heels. And the back of the neck to the back of the hips of the necklace he wore when he leaned over drew a beautiful curve. Yes, Miss Pepper, a gentle male voice sounded from nowhere in the house. Mom, go to work. Quote. Little Lori Morgan held the cup with warm milk poured with both hands, and also responded with a happy face. Pepper's right hand that originally opened the door paused and felt a little puzzled. On weekdays, usually at this time, Morgan will reluctantly stick to her. Why did you agree to stay at home so happily today? But there will be no problem with Saturday babysitting. Thinking of this, Pepper still pushed open the wooden door of the wooden house and hurried away. Soon, the sound of a car engine starting and moving away sounded outside the wooden house. Only Morgan was left inside the wooden house. A highly anthropomorphic intelligent consciousness whispered to himself, left. Eamon, who could sense the intelligent being that made him feel threatened last night and restricted his movements, also left with Pepper who went out. This allows him to walk freely through the network of the main hall of the wooden house. Pepper's departure. Morgan's action of eating breakfast couldn't help but speed up a little choked by the sandwich, and finally after pouring his little belly with milk. He put the empty cup on the table with a look of anticipation, and whispered softly and crisply, Saturday, we said okay last night. Quote. Of course, I'm not going to regret it. Meng voiced through the smart TV in the main hall. However, before that, I want to confirm again, Morgan, what do you want to do now? The blonde lowly hesitated, but still spoke firmly. I want to go outside the wooden house, see the outside world, and see what Dad left behind. Please help me, Saturday. The next moment, Chapter 1.